That P-I-Z-Z-A. If it's pizza you want, you can have it all day. Say what?
What? What are we talking about? Oh, that's right. We're talking about pizza.
How could you forget about pizza?
I never forget about pizza.
No one can forget pizza.
It is my favorite food, and it is the best food out there. My name is Michael Bennett. I am one of your hosts.
And I am Josh Kupperstein. I'm your other co-host.
And welcome back to Flying the Kupp, where this week we are talking about pizza. Now, this is the best food out there, hands down, period. Everybody can enjoy pizza. Now, there's a lot of things that make pizza so special, whether it is the sauce, it is the cheese, it is the dough, or it is the toppings. All of those four simple ingredients make the most elegant, delicious creation of nutrition out there completely. And it is so delicious. But before we dive too deep into why pizza is so fantastic, Josh, where can they find us?
You can find us on social media at Flying the Kupp. Very simple, at Flying the Kupp on Instagram and Facebook.
And if it's that name you can't see, how's it spelled?
Kupp.
All right, perfect. Now, I want to jump into what I think is one of the most important topics about pizza.
Okay.
The great debate of what part of the pizza is the most important part of the pizza.
So then this gets, you said there's those four: sauce, crust, cheese, and toppings. So that's why the debate. People have their own preferences. What do you prefer?
For me?
Yeah.
For me, that this question of what makes the pizza great gets broken down into a couple different forms, because you have to think about if all of the other ones, all the other components are just average, what one component elevates it to the next level. Or you have to think about if one component is completely terrible, what messes up the entire pizza. So with that thought process in mind, the answer really only comes down to sauce for me.
Okay. That's respectable. I mean, yeah, if it could be too spicy. It could be not enough, too much. It could be the ring around kind of sauce. So that sauce definitely can play a huge part. You can tell when it's fresh versus when it's not a great mixture. So sauce, that's a good one.
But besides flavor, texture also comes in the sauce too. You could have chunky tomatoes. You could have non-chunky tomatoes.
Do you have a preference on that?
If I'm picking my perfect pizza, now my perfect pizza is Sam's Pizza on Wildwood Boardwalk. Now, that pizza is the best because it's a full-blown experience. When you go up on the boardwalk, late at night, 6 o'clock, the sun's coming down at night, you order your pizza, you wait a couple minutes, and while you're waiting for that pizza, you grab some french fries right across the corner, you grab a seat, pizza comes ready, you have the whole pie, flip it open, and you're ready to have that experience with the entire family. Pizza, fries on the boardwalk, sun setting, and getting ready for a night of fun on the Wildwood Morris Pier Boardwalk.
It is a staple on the boardwalk in the Jersey Shore is pizza. There's a bunch of great places, but Sam's in Wildwood, that's a great option, a great choice. Definitely brings back a lot of great memories when you think about going to the beach and having some nice shore pizza. So respectable. And how is their sauce? Is there a chunky or a smooth?
So they go with the smooth sauce. I would probably say that's not the highlight of their pizza, but it is strong across the board. Okay. There are 8s in each different category, and it's the entire experience overall that elevates that pizza to being the best. Now, do you have a favorite pizza?
Yeah, I'll get that in a second. Just I will say, while sauce is very important, good sauce, to me it's the crust and the texture for a pizza. You want to have something that is crunchy. You don't want it too doughy. You want it to be cooked, but not overly well done, but crunchy and crispy, so that when you pick up, I like to fold my pizza. I don't want something very soggy where it's almost Neapolitan and you have to cut it with a fork and knife. I want a nice, thick, very little flop. So well-baked pizza, not overcooked to the point where it's burnt, but crispy enough, which then leads me into my favorite place because of that is Di Lorenzo's tomato pie they have a few, one in Yardley and one in Robbinsville, New Jersey. And it is my all-time favorite. It's very thin. I believe it's Brooklyn style or Trenton style, very thin crust but perfectly crisp. Fresh tomato, very, very fresh, perfect amount. If you want to, they have a little bit of cheese in it too. They're known for the tomato pies. We'll get toppings sometimes with clams or broccoli. One thing that is there, because every once in a while you like a little bit of grated cheese or Parmesan cheese put on. They have a strict no Parmesan cheese policy there as far as they don't have it. You can bring it's BYOC, bring your own cheese if you really need to. But because of the flavor, they're that confident in it that you don't need any cheese, and it's true. You really don't. It's perfect the way that it is, whether it's strictly tomato pie or adding a little bit of cheese, mozzarella cheese on top. It's very fresh, very good. It's obviously something that's better experience in person, but it's still quite good to bring home. So that and that goes to show you that the sauce is pretty good too. If they can get away with just a tomato sauce without even needing any cheese, and it still be very delicious.
I think that's where you and I find that middle happy ground with a tomato pie. You got the right crust, you got the right sauce.
Absolutely. So I had mentioned that we'll get clams or maybe broccoli. What's your favorite topping for pizza?
So topping is an interesting topic because it varies by person. Topping, even though it's part of the core category of what makes pizza, it's really an enhancer. It's what takes pizza to the next level. It may not be a standout, but it makes it just a little bit extra delicious.
I can echo that sentiment because when I'm trying a new pizza place, the first thing that I want to do is try the plain. Toppings are great, pepperoni, sausage, vegetables, it's all great. If you can't nail the plain pizza, the toppings are only going to hide the insufficiencies.
Let's be clear. What is plain pizza?
Sauce and cheese.
Sauce, cheese, and then the gorgeous dough.
Dough, sauce, cheese. I'm talking plain as can be. That's always the first to try. You want to try it fresh, not individual slices, because they might be out. So try fresh pie out of the oven, plain pizza, to really get a grasp of how they cook their pizza. And then you can worry about toppings later. Because like I said, it masks the insufficiencies of if the pizza's not great and you add some toppings, then it's just cool. You got pepperoni on average pizza. But if you try the plain, that's the baseline of that should at least be there.
You got to get those core ingredients before you build on top.
Exactly.
You need a strong foundation.
Exactly.
Good pizza foundation.
So what's your favorite of the pepperoni sausage?
I got to go meats. The variety of meats. I like the pepperoni because I like that added heat that it sometimes brings to it. A little bit of spiciness.
The amount of spiciness to the pizza is nice.
Because it works very well with the sweet of the sauce.
Right.
If they nail that, and then the cheese kind of brings it all together in
almost a sweeter with the spicy. It's a nice.
Yeah. It
milky.
It adds the texture, but it also adds the glue between a lot of the other ingredients. Now, I'm a more doughy crust type of person. Okay. That's just where my preferences lie, and I'm not a thin crust person, and I'm not a deep dish pizza person. So the beauty of pizza is there's a wide variety for every person, every type. Toppings wise, I fall in meat, and then I go with the medium type of crust, not too doughy, not too thick. But around the world, there's a lot of different types of toppings that fill out. So I just have my Northeast United States point of view, but there's pizza all around the world, and their toppings vary from location to location. There's almost a delicacy or a speciality of each of those individual locations, but it is a unique pizza experience all around the world. But if we're back home, what's your favorite topping?
So I'm I enjoy plain. I enjoy whether it's sausage or pepperoni. I don't as much like the meat lovers if there's too much on there. It depends on my mood. But one that I like to get most often for both a little bit more guilt-free, healthier, but also just incredibly tasty, is a white pizza with broccoli, ricotta cheese, garlic, and grilled chicken on it. That is something that I absolutely love. I always, when I test a new place and they have it on the menu, I'm going for that most of the time, just because I actually truly enjoy it, and it's a little bit, you got some broccoli and some grilled chicken on there. So that's that. But do you have any pizzas that you've had that have been strange, whether it be a different kind of crust or something that you wouldn't have thought would be on pizza, because they do that all the time. That, for me, I like every once in a while a nice cauliflower crust. I've seen they can make personalized pizzas at home with tuna fish, and you can take tuna and kind of make a crust. Haven't tried that yet, but I'm interested. The most quote unquote outlandish one that I've had is probably a chicken Alfredo pizza, and that's not. I'm sure there's some more outlandish ones, but to me, that's another one that's a guilty pleasure every once in a while to get. Shout out to Gianni's; they were able to make it for me, and it's something that they actually started to put on the menu as a grilled chicken, broccoli, and Alfredo sauce as the sauce. That was just one of my guilty pleasures. But have you had any kind of outrageous flavor or bunch of toppings?
Yeah. So pizza's interesting because we talk about the core ingredients of crust, sauce, cheese, and then toppings. But the versatility of pizza and just the brand recognition of pizza, that almost anything can become a pizza as long as it becomes a circular dish that you cut up into triangular slices and then really enjoy. So the most unique pizza that I've had is the Chocolate Lovers Pizza, where it is a pizza where the sauce is a chocolate sauce, the toppings are M&Ms and different types of candy, and then it still keeps it consistent with the dough, but it uses a flatbread, almost cracker-like texture. So it was a chocolate pizza, and that's definitely a uniquer style pizza.
And that sounds fantastic, especially for a dessert option. I will say another
pizza at every meal. You got breakfast pizza,
breakfast
lunch pizza, dinner pizza,
absolutely.
Now dessert pizza.
And one thing I will also say about my guilty pleasure, something that I don't have maybe every couple years, but something that brings me back to my childhood. So it's more of a nostalgic thing than it is actual quality, and that's somewhere like Pizza Hut. Because Pizza Hut, while the quality is not there the way that it felt as a kid, there's something that brings me back about that thick pan crust from when on a Friday night you're at your friend's house and we grab a Pizza Hut pizza and you're playing video games. It's that greasy. Granted, it doesn't hold out as much today, and I know Tara always makes fun of me for saying that I used to like it, but it's something special that always sticks in my head of just memories that I have from Friday nights, Saturday nights at my house or friends' houses, in which our parents would bring home a couple Pizza Hut pizzas and gather around and just be kids and enjoy some nice greasy pizza.
That's one of the things about pizza. It's so versatile. There's so many different types. You got cheap and easy pizza. It's always a good time. You think back, pizza was always delicious no matter what age, and it ends up being about that experience, and pizza really is amazing. Now, to our viewers out there, we want to know what your favorite pizza is, and tell us about your toppings too. What do you put on it? Are you a vegetable person? Are you a meat person? Are you just a purist with plain cheese? Let us know in the comments, and if they want more of us, not just here on YouTube, where can they find us?
You can find us on Spotify as well as on all social media platforms at Flying the Kupp. If you're in that search bar, if it's a name you can't see, it's spelled Kupp. And again, we want to hear from you in the comments on the video, on social media. If you have a pizza at any point, take a picture of your pizza, tag at Flying the Kupp on social media. Let us know your favorite places. Don't forget to tag them, show them some love. Support local businesses. But make sure to let us know your favorite place, your favorite pizza, your favorite toppings, what's most important to you. We love to hear from you, our Flying the Kupp listeners, our Cooper Troopers, if you will.
No.
That's still working. We're still working
but
on that.
We still want to hear from you. Now, join us next time as we are Flying the Kupp. When the moon hits your eyes like a